Now, lately, you might be opening your planner and noticing something a little different. Not frustration, not overwhelm, just a quiet flatness. The page still looks nice, the pens are still there, and the system actually still works. But the spark that used to be there when you opened it doesn't quite feel the same anymore. Maybe planning feels like routine now. You write your task, close the planner, and then move on. Maybe you catch yourself thinking, why does this feel a little boring lately? Or maybe the opposite is happening. You open your planner and feel a small sense of pressure, like the page is already asking something from you before the day has even started. Sometimes it's both. Not exciting anymore, but still carrying that quiet, I should be doing more feeling. Now, if that sounds familiar, stay with me for this episode, because what I want to show you today is why planning can quietly lose its sense of interest and how a small shift can bring meaning back to your page without needing a new planner or a new system. This is Between the Pages with Mariane. Gentle planning, stationery, and the quiet thoughts in between. Hello there, I'm Mariane, and today we're going to talk about something many planners experience a few weeks into the year, once the newness wears off and routine settles in. The moment when planning still works, but doesn't feel as engaging as it used to. Now, there's actually a very human reason for this. When something is new, a new planner, a new layout, new routines, new goals, our brain responds to the novelty. New things naturally feel more interesting, more exciting. But once something becomes familiar, the brain stops reacting the same way. Not because the activity is worse, but because it's no longer new. That's why the first weeks of planning can feel exciting and February can feel quieter. Not broken, just familiar. Now, at the same time, something else often happens when we're setting up our planner, decorating our pages, writing intentions, creating beautiful layouts. It feels creative and self-directed. But once those plans are written down, the brain starts reading them differently. Not as ideas anymore, but they become commitments. Now, research around motivation shows that when something shifts from I choose to do this to I have to do this, the emotional tone changes. The enjoyment fades and a small layer of pressure appears even if nothing else has changed. It's a bit like sketching ideas in a notebook versus signing a contract. They're the same pen, same paper, but very different feeling. So what many people feel in February is actually a mix of both things. The novelty has faded, and then the written plan now feels like responsibilities, which creates some strange combination. This feels boring, but also slightly heavy. Now, I've noticed this in my own planning seasons too. There were weeks where everything in my planner was perfectly organized, but opening it didn't feel energizing. It just felt like something I needed to check. And that's when I realized something important. Planning doesn't only organize your time, it shapes how the day feels when you begin it. So here's the shift that helped me. Instead of asking planning to feel exciting again, I started letting it become something else. A pause. Not a performance, not something that has to inspire you every day, just a small place to sit for a moment before the day keeps moving. Now, there's something interesting about that too. Research around attention shows that short intentional pauses, even quick ones, help the brain reset focus and reduce mental clutter. Not because we've changed our entire system, but because we gave ourselves a moment to notice where we are right now. Planning can be one of those pauses, if we let it. So here are a few simple ways to try this. First, create a small pause before writing anything. So when you open your planner, don't start listing tasks immediately. Take one breath and ask, what kind of day am I actually stepping into? Sometimes the answer is a low energy day, a busy one but manageable, or focus on just one thing today. That moment shifts planning from pressure into awareness. Second, plan with capacity, not optimism. So instead of filling the whole page because there's space, write what realistically fits your energy. So for example, choosing 3 priorities instead of 10, writing admin only on a tired day, or scheduling a slower morning instead of stacking the day. That's still planning, just planning honestly. Third, change the experience slightly if it feels flat. Sometimes boredom simply means the activity has become automatic. So try these. Planning in a different spot or using a different pen. How about putting quiet music on or planning after a cup of tea or coffee instead of rushing? Small sensory shifts can make the moment feel present again without needing a whole new system. Now, if your planner hasn't felt exciting lately, it doesn't mean you've lost interest in planning. It might just mean the activity has become familiar and the page has quietly started carrying responsibility. So the solution isn't forcing excitement back, it's letting planning become supportive again. So the next time you open your planner this week, notice the feeling. Does it feel automatic? Does it feel heavy? Or does it feel like a small place you can pause? Sometimes the difference isn't changing the planner at all. It's changing how we arrive at the page. Now, if this episode felt familiar, you're welcome to follow the podcast so Between the Pages with Mariane shows up quietly each week. Wherever this found you today, I hope the next time you open your planner, it feels a little less routine and a little more like a moment that belongs to you. I'll be here with you between the pages. Or does it feel like a small place? So the solution isn't fighting. Third, change the experience slightly. So here's the shift So the next time you it's an